Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do an empties video, and I know I think the beginning of the year I said I was going to do these every 2 months, but I have a decent amount of stuff in here. I have like 10 full-size products, then I have 3 like sachet sample packet kind of things. So rather than do every 2 months, once I have like enough product like this, it'll probably be 1 to 2 months difference. So depending on how much I finish next month, you might see an empties video or you might not. But I wanted to do these a little bit more curated this year than I did last year, just because I want to give you my opinions. I want to give you my thoughts on these products and if I would spend my own money on them again, or if I got them for free for review, if I would actually have spent the money on them or repurchase them now that they're gone. So I have my basket here and I have a list of all of the products that I finished up in the order that I finished them up in. And I think I'm just going to go down the list in the order that I finished them up. Not really rhyme or reason with like skincare, hair care, body care, that kind of thing. It's just going to be whatever got used up first, that's what we're going to talk about first. So the first item I have is this guy here. This is a Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. This is the mini one. This is in Fenty Glow. I took the stopper out and I completely finished her. So this is what I really enjoy using to kind of give myself a nourishing lip treatment. This was so moisturizing. That is like the nice thing about glosses, and especially ones that actually nourish. They do a great job nourishing the lips. So I really enjoyed this one, and I was wonderfully gifted this by Haley for Christmas, I think, this past Christmas. So I do have a full size of this in my collection still, and I can't wait to dive into it, but I want to get through some of my older glosses first. But that is the first empty that I had for March. The second empty I had was this guy here. This, now, I will say this is technically not the package that it came in. However, I repurposed the package it came in, so I have an empty one of these like little clear clamshell things. This was for the bareMinerals Pebble loose eyeshadow that was in my Ditch the Discontinued. I finished it up. It was an eyeshadow, but I used it almost as a contour, and it made me really enjoy contouring to the point where I found other products that I like for contouring purposes, and now I'm like, now I want an actual contour product because I'm very much enjoying doing a contour. So I am using a shade in my Subculture palette though lately, so trying to get some good solid use out of that. But this guy is done and I'm very happy about that. I'm so thrilled to be using my loose shadows a little bit more. The next item I had was this guy here. This is the NYX Hydro Boost shampoo. I didn't finish the conditioner. I finished this up as a bubble bath, and I've been using just the I don't know if you can tell, there is a teeny tiny bit in there, and I've been using, I stored it this way, and there's just enough that's in the cap basically. I use this to wash my makeup sponges before I use them for the day. I hated this shampoo. This was the worst shampoo I've used in a long time. Granted, I am kind of bad and bougie when it comes to my shampoo. However, this was so bad. This made my hair feel like straw when it was wet when I would use this. It was so unnourishing. It's ironic because it says Hydro Boost, and it was not hydrating at all. It was so horrible for my scalp, horrible for my hair. It made my hair feel tangly. I have a full review on my Instagram. I will link the post down below if you want my full, thorough thoughts and opinions on this. I was pretty darn in-depth in it. This was absolutely awful. I would not recommend purchasing this. It's affordable, but it's not that large. This is 12 fluid ounces, and we have another shampoo in here, which is, it's 13.5 ounces, but this is still slightly more expensive than the other one, and I like the other one 20 times more than this one. This one was honestly so horrible, so horrendous, awful, absolutely awful. The next product I have, I didn't enjoy either, and that was this guy here. This is the Beekman 1802. This is a dewy eye illuminating serum. I didn't find this really did anything for my under eyes. And in fact, well, let me preface with like the pros. This was a decent size sample product. Like it comes with a little airless pump, and there's 5 mils of product in here. So this was a decent amount of eye product. So it lasted me 2 or 3 months, I think, to get through this thing. Now, the reason I didn't like it was because I didn't think that it was illuminating. It was illuminating when it was still wet and didn't absorb into the skin. But then once it did absorb into the skin, it left my skin feeling so dry and tight on my under eye. And that is one area that you do not want to have dry and tight because it's going to accentuate fine lines. So I would not recommend this. This was, I mean, for this like little sample thing, this was expensive, and a full size I believe is pretty darn pricey, but I wouldn't recommend this. I got it for free in a sample bag from Ulta when I did a purchase a while ago, but not good, just not good. So the next one was an exciting one for me. I had this guy here. This is the Becca Hydra Light Plumping Lip Balm. You're not going to be able to see that at all, are you? It's very reflective. Very, very reflective. But this is the Becca Plumping Lip Balm, the Hydra Light. I had the shade Mist, which was like the translucent blue kind of one. I don't know if you can see in there, but I dug that sucker out. Mostly because I just wanted the satisfaction and see how much product was truly down under, like in the tube that you wouldn't just normally be able to reach with like your normal, like a normal person applying it wouldn't dig the product out. There was so much darn product in the bottom of this. It's actually offensive how much product. Like I don't think there was that much product like coming out. Like half of it was stuck in. So I believe I did a pretty glowing review when I did like my initial review on this. But the more I used it, the more I didn't like it. The more I kind of was like, this does nothing. This kind of, like initially I really liked the mango scent, but then as I was using it more and more, it almost smelled burnt, like a burnt mango. It was weird. And then it didn't seem nourishing. And then this shade Mist, which I don't know if you'll really be able to tell, it was kind of blue in there. If you applied like a generous layer, which I mean, I want to apply a generous layer when my lips need moisture, you would be able to see the blue on the lips. And it was kind of unflattering. I thought it was going to be more translucent. It wasn't. You could definitely see the blue cast on it, especially in front of like monitors and screens. It really did show the blue cast of this quite a bit. So I wouldn't repurchase it. It's a pretty expensive lip balm, and it was not the best. So I have a couple like little sachet of products here. So the first thing I used up was this guy here. This is the Clearance Remove Exfoliating Almond Powder. It honestly smelled like almond butter. Like when you would put it on, I was like, why does this smell kind of like a PB&J on my face? This has almond in it in some capacity. So it really did smell like I was rubbing almond butter on my face, which was very weird. It was okay. It was fine. I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase it, but I think I have one more of these in my like stash from a gift with purchase that I received from Ulta. They sent like a big sample bag. There were 3 of these in there. So I have a couple more of these. It was okay. It was all right. The next thing I had was this guy. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. I really liked this. I had never tried the Smashbox primer before. This was so nice. If you like a silicone-y, slippy kind of feeling, pore filling primer, you would like this. I might want to buy a full size, or I don't know if this is one of the ones that it makes more sense to buy the half size versus the full size, but I can see myself purchasing this in the future. I really, really, really enjoyed this. I have to get through my Milk Blur Stick before I buy any like silicone primers, but that is definitely on my radar now. Then I have this guy. I don't know how you pronounce this name. Becca. I have no clue. It's a CBD Calming Supreme Oil for scalp and body. Now, I don't typically put oils on my body. I don't like the feeling of like oily, greasy skin. So what I did was my head was so itchy and it like hurt. It was so itchy in the back. that I ended up just kind of applying this through my roots onto my scalp, and it felt nice. It was nice. I left it on for a couple minutes and then I washed it out. It washed out well. I wouldn't buy it. I have no reason to repurchase this, but it was nice to kind of use. This one isn't technically all the way empty, but it's irritating my eye and it flakes down, so it's time to call it quits at this point. That's kind of like the telltale sign for me when a mascara is on its last leg. It starts like, I can feel it and I'm like pulling at my lashes. Not pulling them out, but I'm like messing with them to try to get the mascara off. That's my telltale sign that a mascara is no longer meant for this world, meant for my collection. So this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist uncensored mascara. This was a waterproof mascara. I liked this. I liked this kind of, I don't necessarily like this kind of wand in particular, this like volumizing kind of wand. They're not my favorite. However, I really enjoyed this kind of wand with my lash primer. I think that these kind of wands work the best with lash primers, because I'm using another one with the wand that I like more, but it doesn't work as well with the lash primer. And I think it's just because this has, I don't know. The wand is just like chunkier kind of thing, so it can coat around the lash primer. But this was nice. I would repurchase it if I needed a mascara and I wanted this kind of formula. I would repurchase it, but I have to remember that that really only lasts about 4 months. Okay, now a shampoo I really liked. Now this is years and years and years old. This is probably 3 years old at this point, so like it was about time to freaking use it up. But this is the Herbal Essence Arabica Coffee Fruit shampoo. I have the matching conditioner. I bought this when we moved into our last apartment because we had 2 bathrooms then and I wanted to like a guest bathroom. Why did I do this? I wanted to like make the guest bathroom, which ended up just being my bathroom. I wanted to make like the guest bathroom like a nice experience for any guests, but we never had people stay the night over. Like people could stay the night, but no one was going to take a shower or anything because people don't live like that far away from where we are. But so I bought these to put in there, and then no one used them but me. So I ended up finishing this up, and I'm very happy again now I can bust into my Pureology one that I'm so excited about. But yeah, another shampoo. This was so much better than that horrid Neutrogena one. This was nourishing on the scalp. It smelled amazing. It smells so good. Oh, it's like sweet coffee. Oh, it smells so freaking good. I really enjoy that one. So I would repurchase it, but I don't believe Herbal Essence is cruelty free, and I'm trying to, I mean, I really just, I'm so dedicated with Pureology that it doesn't really matter what I buy because I'm going to buy Pureology at the end of the day. It's another product. This one surprised me that I finished it up. I kind of thought that I was going to finish up, and then I started to like doubt myself as we like have approached the end of the month. I'm like, I don't know, but it went pretty quick actually. So this was the Coola SPF 30. This is the Mineral Sunsilk Creme. I didn't really like this. I think I just realized how much of a stan I am with Supergoop. Today was the first day in like 3 months that I was able to, not more than that, in like a half a year that I was able to like actually enjoy my sunscreen, which was the Supergoop one. And holy heck, I don't think I'm ever going to venture out again. I am so gung-ho about that Supergoop Play sunscreen or whatever, everyday sunscreen or whatever it is. Everything else just pales in comparison. This was okay, but it was kind of finicky with what and when I applied it. So I use a very lightweight daytime moisturizer, and then I would have to wait at least 10 minutes, sometimes a little bit more, before I put this guy on, or else it would peel up and it would feel like I'm rubbing sand onto my face. And even if I like put this moisturizer on my skin and I had lotion on my hands and I did that, I could feel it peeling up. It was very unpleasant in that respect. Plus it left gunk, like white gunk, all in my hair and in my eyebrows whenever I applied this. It didn't blend into the skin very well, and it left a white cast on my skin. So it just wasn't that great. no. And it's expensive. This is $42, and for $42, you should not leave white goop in my hair, and you should be transparent. Like, so freaking expensive for that stinking sunscreen. It's unbelievable. The next thing I finished was, I actually finished these two products today, which I'm pretty darn excited about. And that's kind of what spurred me to want to film this video. So the first guy here, y'all, she's an empty eyeshadow pan. This is a bit of a spoiler for a project pan that's coming, an update that's coming up soon. But this is my ColourPop shade in Tickled. I don't know if you can see that. It was a super duper flaky formula, and I didn't really like it as an eyeshadow. I ended up using it as a highlight today, and that's kind of the last week I've been using it. I've been using it as a highlighter or as like a cheap topper, and I've liked it for that reason, or like brow bone highlight, but I did not like it as an eyeshadow. I understand that it's probably an eyeshadow topper, but even as a topper, it did nothing. It did nothing. So I don't think they still have this, but I wouldn't repurchase it if I could. It was just subpar. There are so many other great eyeshadows, and this was not it. Then I finished up, I know there's a little bit left, but I have scraped and scraped and scraped on the side as much as humanly possible. This is my Hemp's coconut water, fresh coconut and watermelon moisturizer. I really like this. However, I think I've done 2 of these scents back to back, and now I think I'm finally sick of the scent, which is, I never thought I would. The scent is fine. Maybe it's just like the consistency. Maybe it was, I put the last little bit into a jar, and maybe that's kind of why I was kind of over it at that point. Once I moved it into a jar, I was kind of like, I don't like dipping my finger in. I'm over this, but I am more interested in a little bit heavier duty hand cream, because I predominantly use body moisturizers like this as hand creams, and like specifically as hand creams. I don't really put them anywhere else, hands and feet, and that's really it. So I'm looking for a thicker hand cream to use. I think I'm just gonna buy one from the Body Shop and buy like little ones, because this will take forever to go through, which is why I like to get something this big. However, I don't need something this large if it's approaching the summer months. We're not going to be as in need for moisturizer, you know? And then just an honorable mention, I finished a makeup sponge, or I didn't finish a makeup sponge, but this is all disgusting now. So it's time to retire this sponge. I don't like these half sponges from Real Techniques. They're just hard to like manipulate and grab. So wouldn't repurchase it. I bought a big set of sponges like 4 years ago, and still am working through some of the sponges that are there. I'm on like the last one now, but this, I wouldn't purchase this like weird half sponge, but there is that. So that is all of my empties. Now, I did use up $137.22 worth of empties this month, which was a much larger amount than I used up in February. And that brings our total to $298.10 for the year. I am looking at about 90% products used up compared to what I've purchased. So we have spent more money than we've used up. However, I think that tide is going to change. I made a purchase this month. I waited to the very end of the month, and then I made a purchase. I would have been ahead of my purchases if I didn't do that, but such is life. So I'm not too mad. As long as I'm like around the same amount, I'm pretty okay with it. I'm hoping that I can finish at least a couple big ticket items this year to help really boost my empties number up. I don't have that many big ticket items that I'm currently panning versus items that I'm panning that are like in the more affordable realm. So I don't know what the future holds for my empties videos. I don't know if I'm going to actually meet or be ahead of what I spend in terms of monetary value for my empties, but I'm hoping that I will at least break even, like the same amount empty, the same amount spend, or even a little bit ahead. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!